hello, 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 hello. For you right now, 15, 16. Yeah, is it like this? Make it smaller. As small as I can make it, and let's put it right there. Start poll. Okay. How are we doing tonight? The microphone sometimes has difficulties when I am doing soft-spoken ASMR whispering, or it can be a bit crackly. So let me know if that is the case. Also, as a warning, when I do soft-spoken ASMR, I try to be just above a whisper. Sometimes the volume, I can go a little bit higher. So I'm sorry if that ends up happening, but I'm feeling good for right now. My hair is crazy right now. I was not planning on going live today or tonight, but I just was like, I have time and I haven't in a little bit, so I thought I would do it. Now it says nobody's here. That's okay. This ends up being somewhat of a dud of a live stream. I'll just end it. I'm just talking to myself, but if it ends up nobody shows up really, then I will just skedaddle. But yeah, I like doing the soft-spoken ASMR, so I thought I would just hop on and talk. Thank you, 𝒂𝒃. Thank you very much. How are you doing tonight? Oh, hi, John. It's good to see you. I normally don't see you in the live streams. I hope you're doing well. What are you two up to tonight? Or if it's early morning for you, what are you up to? Hi, Jackson. How are you doing? Good to see you. What is everybody up to? I had a busy day. I cleaned, ate lunch, and then, I had breakfast, then I cleaned, then I ate lunch, and then I headed to a local, thrift store. And so I was there for over an hour, I believe, and I was picking through, maybe it was less than an hour. It was around an hour, I would say. And I was picking through, they have Pokemon cards that they sell there. And so they have individual ones that are in their little card holders that were just $1 or $2 each. And so I got some of those, and then I came back and I was working on a bunch of TikToks for my ASMR TikTok page, as well as my tarot TikTok page, and the tarot one always takes more time. But then I just started watching YouTube, Kenny JD on YouTube, and then I had supper, started watching a little bit of something else, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna go live. So now I'm live. How's the volume for everybody? Is it making a lot of crackling noises at all? Ooh, Elite Wrestling Collision. Okay, wait, is that a live pro sports thing going on right now? Or is it fiction, like a TV show? Thank you, Jackson. Hi, D3rd. Darby Allen. I've never heard of them. D3rd, you want to be an ASMR creator? My cat is about to scratch. Yeah, I see you. I see you. I started making content, I think I may have reached over 1,000 subscribers without even having a microphone, so it's definitely not necessary to have a microphone. Oh, that's just my cat. If you want to see him now, he's up there licking on the window. Because he's feral. Hi, Anthony. Do I snore? I do not. I'm the only one in my family who does not snore. Yeah, like I said, D3rd, you don't need money to buy a mic. You can just post from your phone. And you can do that or post from your computer. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. There's more people nowadays who are actually trying to find more lo-fi stuff. My lo-fi videos, as a whole, tend to do better than even my non-lo-fi videos, so thank you, Axel. His name is Axel. A-X-L. Hi, Kurt. How are you doing? Thank you so much. What are you up to this weekend, and how have you been? Yeah, normally I don't go live on the weekends unless I have the time, like the space. So I have the space today and the time, so I thought I would go live for a little bit and just see what people are up to, see what people want to chat about. So I will say though, since getting my new phone, the quality when I'm doing nighttime live streams is all weird. It makes me look like an alien, I feel like, but that's okay. Peace and love to the aliens, the extraterrestrials. My cat, his tail is hitting on the, okay, now it's not, but it was hitting on part of the cat tower, so if that happens again, or if it happens to the point of it being an issue, I'm able to turn his top part of the cat tower around the platform. Hi, Jack Sparrow. I've actually never seen Pirates of the Caribbean. It's perfect. I was about to go to bed. I'll just leave this playing as a fall asleep. Yes, go to sleep, Antonia. I'll just be soft-spoken rambling here, so just relax. Axel is technically 9 years old. I don't know why I say technically. I was going to say he's 9 years old, so technically he is an elder. But he's like the most kitten-like I've ever seen him, because he is more playful now than he used to be, and he is very talkative and just very engaging. He's always been an engaging cat, but over time he just continues to get more engaging like a kitten. He's not uninterested in things, and he just likes to be involved in the conversations. So I think he's the most kitten-like now and the most active now, even though he is technically an elder because he is 9. His birthday is in April, May, June, July, August, September, October, so we have 5 months there. We're over halfway there until we reach double digits. But I did have to bring him in recently this past week to the vet because he come to find out he has a double ear infection, so we have to wait a couple weeks. He seems to be doing much better, but if we feel like he still has it, we might have to also start giving him an oral medication. They put stuff in his ears that usually is meant for dogs, but they said it's safe to also administer to cats for ear infections, so that's what they did, which is nice, so that we didn't have to, the first resort wasn't for us to do it. He has very sensitive ears. He used to have ear mites when my mom first got him from the shelter. So we waited a bit to bring him in because he, like especially with changing weather from like summer to fall and then from winter to spring, he kind of favors his ears, so he'll paw at them or he'll scratch at them. You could just tell he like the earwax builds up, but he actually had an infection before. It was only in his right ear, we believe, because he was only favoring that ear, like scratching at it and whatnot. But then, talking about you, hi honey, I am. But then he started, you could tell his left ear started bothering him, and so, yeah. Hi, 𝒕𝒊𝒔𝒐𝒎𝒒 911. Hi, Joaquin Lugo 4247, James Joyce, Paulo Luna. Hello. Hi, Still Jackson. I know you're still here. Yeah, but I can tell that the stuff they put in his ear helped. Hi, honey. Axel is back down here now with us. Sardine Man, did I skip you? I don't see your message. So I did not skip you, I don't think. Thank you, Paolo. My eyes change color. This is bad lighting, but I think they're just... Actually, I don't know what color they are right now. They might be a blue-green tonight. Like a gray and blue-green. They usually change between either hazel, green, blue-green, or blue. Also, my cat is digging into his cat basket that I got him last Christmas. I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I gave it to someone special. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I gave it to someone special. I don't remember what I was saying. Yeah, they did. Josie, hi. By the way. Girly Pop, yes. I did not skip you, D3. I already told you. If you already had commented that, and I told you my thoughts. But yes, Josie, I reported them, but since it was in individual messages, I don't know if it will do anything. I'm sorry that it's still showing up for you all. I thought when I reported things and it went away. But I guess not that. I don't see it on my end. So it disappeared for me when I reported it. Each of the messages. But then if they comment again, I'll just mute them from the channel, or what do you call it? Like if I were to go like this, I'll put them in timeout. You'll get them. I think they said, when he said to save me from shove your foot in here. That's certainly something. I actually don't like listening to Christmas music. Because it's just everything's so. I don't really celebrate Christmas, honestly. I especially don't celebrate Thanksgiving. But I don't celebrate Christmas because it's mainly based in Christian tradition, and also nowadays, like all the gift giving stuff, I don't like the pressures placed on people to get gifts, and also it's just so capitalist of a holiday. I think the one good thing is spending time with people, but growing up for me, Christmas was always, any holiday was always not fun. It was always a time of everybody not getting along and everybody just fighting. So I, for many reasons, just don't celebrate holidays. Christmas music can be good. Of course, we all know Mariah Carey's I don't live for Christmas. This is all I'm asking for. I used to actually like Justin Bieber's Christmas. Well, I don't even remember all of his Christmas music. He did one song with Boyz II Men. But Mistletoe by Justin Bieber would get me in the spirit. Shoddy with you. Justin Bieber saying shoddy with you. Oh my god, that reminds me of Sean Kingston, because him and Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo Love, you know that song? With JB and Sean Kingston. I think Sean Kingston has his own version of that, just himself without Justin. But anyway, that song reminds me of Sean Kingston. Isn't he in prison, or is he just getting? I know he got fined like $1 million+ for fraud, or tax evasion, but I don't know if he's going to prison as well. Oh, holidays are capitalist, yeah. It's hard because I know that Halloween definitely is as well, and also it's bad for the environment. All the fast fashion that people buy. So that is a part of what helps me because I haven't dressed up for Halloween in so long, and I'm like, me not getting a costume at least doesn't feed into that, you know. Thank you, Dan, and you're welcome. Long live. Wait, who's that? Che? Who's Che? Oh, 𝒂𝒃𝒆𝒄𝒊𝒅. The H is silent. I don't think the G is right in Spanish. 𝒂𝒃𝒊𝒅. Is it his birthday today? I don't know what that is. I don't have a sewing machine to make my own costume. I don't have the material to hand sew. And I've also tried sewing when I was younger, and I can't do it. I've tried sewing and knitting. I can't do it. And then it costs money too. I wouldn't do anything except stay home anyway. If I had something to do, I would thrift something, or I would hire somebody to ethically make something. But Van and Moonwalker, am I a Michael Jackson fan? Well, I can tell you are from your profile picture. Along with fidelity. Oh, okay. To be honest, I don't know anything about the Cuban Revolution. I'm just, again, history class. I was always so bad because I'm a slow learner, and in those classes you have to learn so much factual information within such a short amount of time. So I'm really bad at retaining information. So if there was anything about the Cuban Revolution we learned, I certainly don't remember learning it. Roger Gowan. Okay, only for like 30 seconds. I love when mice clean themselves. Why is that funny? Miranda Phillips. because they have Michael Jackson with the Santa hat on in their profile picture. Yeah, hi Kodak. I don't remember if I said that yet. Hi, 𝒂𝒐𝒆𝒄𝒊𝒄, 𝒂𝒐𝒆𝒄𝒊𝒄, 7866. I actually, right after Michael Jackson died, I was, I believe, in 5th grade. Could have been 4th grade. I believe 5th grade. And after he died, I didn't know anything about him. And so then I started listening to all of his music and watching all of his music videos. Like, I used to be on YouTube watching his stuff all the time. I didn't realize until I was like a teenager the accusations and allegations against him. So I used to literally think he was my favorite artist, and then when I found all that out, it crushed me. So I'm not anymore. I don't have any of his music like on any of my playlists, 'cause even though he's passed away, I don't support that, and I believe the victims. Even though in the court of law he was proven not guilty. In those kinds of cases, it's very difficult, especially with famous people, to, without a reasonable doubt, in a court of law, have a guilty verdict. Yeah, so I do not like Michael Jackson, but when I was younger, I absolutely was obsessed with Michael Jackson. And for my birthday, my friend got me a tote bag with Michael Jackson on it, so that's okay, Miranda Phillips. So, I'm sorry, Vane Moonwalker, I'm not a Michael Jackson fan. You're feeling fear. Don't be fearsome. I am but a mere ASM artist. Just chatting about whatever. Yeah, I will not be using rubber gloves. Actually, it's crazy how they popped up in the live streams again this past week. I think both times. I wasn't expecting them to show up. No, I was not. Sardina Man. I've always had a bad feeling about Diddy, so I'm glad I've never liked him. He's always seemed so slimy to me. Yeah, I agree, Josie. But you know, I don't understand how people joke about assault unless if it's something they themselves have experienced and they try to make jokes about, but I never find assault jokes funny. Thank you, James. Thank you, James. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Usually I have strawberries for supper, but today I had blackberries and blueberries. And like the crunchiness of each individual granule of a blackberry with my suspected TMJ, it just feels nice for like the tension, releasing tension. I've been really focusing on my posture. A lot of that is like my shoulder posture, my neck posture, and so that affects my jaw as well, but it feels like it makes it more tense when I try to have good posture. It makes my body tense up real bad, including my jaw, but also because it's connected to my neck and everything. But yeah, so it felt nice eating the blackberries today. I had my last popsicle yesterday. I wanted to get ice cream today, but I held strong. I didn't get ice cream. Cause it's like $6, $5.50 with not even including tax. That's why I want to start having more cash on me. Cause a lot of places they won't ask for a tip. Like an ice cream shop won't ask for a tip if you're paying in cash, but it shows up if you pay in card. I'm not saying people don't deserve tips, but like $5.50 for a scoop of ice cream is a lot of money. So see, I doubt we're gonna be able to hit the bingo tonight, because you know that when the people are in the Discord or people are members, I don't count it. Hi, hello Tails. Look lovely on it. I've been thinking about actually being a librarian, but I don't read, so I should probably read if I want to do that. But if I were to go back to school, I'd want to be an archivist as number one, but number two would be a librarian. But you get the same degree to like do those. You get a master of library sciences. Wait, master of library and information sciences, and it's very organizational. Yeah, I clocked it. Apparently, Gen Alford is doing a lot of the clocking. I know about clocking because I watch Drag Race, and I'm part of queer culture. But I know it stems from predominantly queer black culture and queer and trans culture, so respect the history, folks. I don't know what to say to that, James. But I think it's so weird how me and my mom, our lives like overlap, because she doesn't have a degree in it. If she were to be back in school, she'd probably go for this, but she was a librarian. Somehow they still hired her, even though she didn't have the degree requirements back then. When she was a librarian, but it didn't pay hardly at all. So I don't remember if that's why she ended up leaving her position, because it just wasn't paying enough. But she loved it. Oh, did y'all watch? Anybody here watch the most recent video I did with my mom, mi madre, yesterday? If so, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on anything she said? There were laughs, there were giggles in that live stream. So 𝒂𝒃. Do you mean, isn't it 𝒂𝒑𝒏𝒅? 𝒂𝒑𝒏𝒅, isn't that how it is? Or am I thinking of siempre? Always. I shouldn't pick up my sets in case they start bleeding on the live stream. Super funny. Thank you. I know there were some darker moments in there, but or not darker, but just, you know, serious conversations. I actually watched it last night after it uploaded and my mom was free. I watched it with her last night, and she just kept laughing at herself. She's like, why am I like this? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I'm a character. I'm like, yeah, I guess. I'm like, I get how I am from you. Thank you, Savage Boy Angel 7874. Also, that slow grin you do when you realize what I was doing with the bingo was awesome. Oh, thank you. It was awesome. I think it's funny when you do that. Also, it helps with the engagement, so I can't get mad. Hi, Marlon Guadalupe Marta Gamboa -IAL. Hello. Yeah, last time there weren't many people watching or commenting on the most recent live stream, so there were barely any of the boxes that were marked on the bingo board. Other than the free space, I think there was only 2, maybe 3. The live stream from Tuesday didn't have as many people on either, which is fine, because actually lately I like really haven't been worrying about it. I know I have my goal for before the end of the year to hit 10k subs, but if it doesn't happen, I've actually been like really, especially this past month, like working on my OCD patterning. And oh, by the way, y'all, my tics are worse at night. And in the video when we filmed that, I knew when filming that before we filmed, me and my mom, I knew my tics were bad that day and that they were just getting worse as the day progressed on. So I just kept seeing myself, like my eyes flicking about, fluttering about. What was I saying before though? Oh, I've been working on my OCD habits and anxious thought patterning. It's very hard for me because my thoughts get stuck in loop cycles, and then I'm not able to be present. Instead, I'm a very visual person, so I just visualize things. But I've been a lot better at snapping myself out of it and trying to worry a lot less. So that's been very helpful for this past week with the live streams. There weren't as many people, which I kind of figured because of the theme of the live streams. There wouldn't be as many people on, but I still wanted to do them and have fun with them anyway. So that's been helpful for me. Very, very helpful. I love those pickles. I actually had my final 2 pickles tonight with my supper. Usually I have them for lunch, but I had the final 2 tonight. Now I just have the juice in there. Yes, it is, Ghost Girl. I'm sorry you deal with that. I'm talking at this soft-spoken because I'm doing soft-spoken ASMR. So it's meant to be like this. It's more relaxing this way. And when I have been filming stuff lately, I've been yawning during my ASMR videos. Hi Fishhead, good to see you. How are you doing? How y'all doing? Well, I was just talking about Fishhead. I've been doing better at getting over my anxious habits and my OCD patterning. I still deal with them, but I've actually, especially this past month and a half, I've been really working hard on those things. So I'm proud of myself for that. But I'm still hoping that I reach 10k subs by the end of the year, and I think that I can do it. So yeah. That's okay, Ghost Girl. Do you watch much ASMR yourself? Oh, thank you, Ghost Girl. I actually knew that I had when I was younger, I first knew that I had depression. I didn't think I had anxiety. It's I can accept that I have depression but not anxiety, but I did. But I in terms of acceptance, at the same, I've always had OCD, but I accepted OCD after I accepted my depression, I think. Or maybe they're both at the same time. But then later on, my anxiety, and I was basically told by my doctor at the time that my OCD is the same as anxiety, but it's not. So even to this day, my OCD's diagnosis is not in my chart. Even though every primary care doctor I've had, I mentioned to them I have OCD, and they just don't put it in because they lump it in with my anxiety, I guess. But yeah. You think you might have OCD? I'm sorry to hear that. I just found out recently from somebody who commented on one of my videos that it sounded more like I have OCPD, which is obsessive compulsive personality disorder. And when I was looking at that, I think I have both. Some people have one or the other, and some people have both. I think I have both OCD and OCPD. I just never thought about that until literally that comment, and I was no, I don't have that. Because when I have thought about OCPD, I'm I don't have that, but I definitely do. I realize. But yeah, hi Habib. And that was only like a couple months ago when that person commented that. So, you're always figuring out stuff about yourself. And it's like if you watch the video I do with my mom, she didn't realize she was a lesbian until she was 50. So it's like, that's why one of my favorite things to remind myself is I always provide myself the opportunity and the ability to change. Whether that's to change my belief or it's to change my persona, like my personality, or if there's something I don't like about myself, I'm able to be like, I can work on this. It doesn't have to be a defining characteristic of me. But, you know, this also means if there's something I didn't realize about myself, I will evaluate it and embrace it or reject it depending on how I feel it fits in with me, my life, and if I feel like it's inherently a part of me or just something that I've picked up and I don't want to keep and hold on to. So you always have the ability to change or to embrace parts of yourself and figure things out. It's okay to not have it all figured out. Oh, I have so much medical trauma. So much of it. I was just listening to something. I don't remember if it was today or yesterday, but somebody's experience in the hospital. I was listening to an old podcast episode and somebody went to a gynecologist and they just were talking about their experiences, and I'm like, it just made me so mad because they were a woman. So of course, like, they had a tough time and all that. Thank you, Ghost Girl. I have tics. I do. They sometimes aren't as noticeable. For me, they're most, I think it's also because I have nerve compression, very likely. It gets worse throughout the day, so like at night is when it's worse. That's when I'm most symptomatic, is at night. That's when my mast cells, I get more, my mast cells go crazy, and I release more histamine, so that triggers, like my tics, but also, yeah, I think that's the main reason why. I didn't have tics, I don't think, until after my concussion, so I think a lot of it is nerve related. A lot of times when I'm looking up, it's nervous habit. I've actually, maybe I have had tics since I was younger, especially because of my glasses. It's like I instinctively look at my glasses and I'm like focusing on where they're at. But yeah, like you'll see I'll do stuff like with my eyebrows and my eyes, and I'll look up a lot of the time, instinctively, like that, or I'll, blink a lot. So I guess part of the tic is more so my OCD from when I was younger. Like, I don't think I had tics for any other reason when I was younger. I would just always focus on, because my glasses always, I just think it's because I have lopsided eyes, but they always look crooked, even since I was younger, so I would always be looking. But now I do it instant, like it just happens. And since my concussion, I think part of it is because of nerve compression, but when I'm more flared up is when I'm more likely to have facial tics, more so from my eyes and my eyebrows. So yes, I do have facial tics. I do also, for some reason, I think whispering helps, but I do have a bit of a stutter. It doesn't always come out. It's more likely to if I'm talking really fast. I know that sounds silly because I think that's more common for anybody, but for me, it's my brain. Again, this is since my concussion. My brain can't like comprehend fully or keep up with what I'm about to say, so then I'll stutter. Sometimes I'll forget words too. Like, not that I forget what I'm saying, but I'll like actually forget words. But yeah, that gets worse at night too. When I'm talking, I'm more likely to stutter. When I'm doing the repetition, 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 and stuttering videos, I'm more likely to actually like naturally fall into that. Sometimes that does happen during the videos where I start naturally stuttering. My brain is like, oh my guess we're just gonna like do it without trying now, or like the repetition or forgetting words and all that. Thank you, Ghost Girl. You can't sleep, go to sleep, Gandalf. What, you have it too? You have ticks? I gotcha. Yeah, that's why it makes me so upset when I'm watching games and it's like people are so chillax about people getting concussions. Even people in my real life, when I've talked to them about my concussion, they're like, why would you have all these long-term health issues? And it's like, do you not understand? I even watched a docuseries, a medical related one, a couple weeks ago, and there were quite like half of the short docuseries episodes involved people with major traumatic brain injury or concussions. And literally they talk about that's the worst kind of injuries for them. They hate dealing with brain injuries, or like, not that they hate it, but they get the most nervous about that because not only can you die, but if you survive or whatnot, you can deal with long-term damage. It affects you forever. So even if people have minor concussions, I feel like that definitely alters you as a person for the most part. You have to take them. That's okay, Ghost Girl. I'm glad that you do something that helps. My guess, Josie, is that yes, they would. I do not take medicine. Ever since my concussion, whenever I've tried to take medicine, I actually have like an allergic reaction. That's also why I'm not anti-vax by any means. I can't take vaccines anymore because it causes me to go into anaphylaxis. So I always say, if that doesn't happen to you, like, you should, most people are fine, like, get vaccinated if you haven't this year for like the flu and the COVID strains. Mask up if you can. What was I gonna say? Like today when I went to the thrift store, I wore my mask. And that, where I live, wearing my mask, people people purposely go around where I am and will cough. And that happened at least once or twice today when I was there, which is very frustrating. Kendrick or Drake, I don't listen to either very much, but Kendrick, I will occasionally listen to Kendrick. I was actually just thinking about that today and yesterday. I want to listen to more Kendrick. Major psychotic depression and generalized anxiety disorder. Logically, it makes sense for an injury to your head to have an effect, but athletes seem to be expected to take it lightly, yeah. And for me, my concussion, the point of impact was where my head and my neck meet, so it was also like a whiplash concussion. But when I fell back and hit the ice, because I slipped and hit, that's my first point of when I slipped back, the first point of impact was that. And I heard a crack and then I fainted or became unconscious for a little bit. So the fact that I didn't have major bleeding is great. Like even Bob Saget, when he passed away, it was because of a traumatic brain injury. He slipped and fell and he didn't go to the emergency room, and he was found in his hotel room the next day because of traumatic bleeding or traumatic brain injury, and it caused internal brain bleeding, and so he passed away from that. So I'm very lucky I did not bleed. But what I'm trying to say is that since my concussion, whenever I've tried, like one of the first medications I took was ibuprofen, immediately my throat started closing up, because it was recommended that I could do that after my concussion to help with the swelling and any pain. And so I tried, and then immediately after taking one, my throat started closing up. So I don't know if that's even histamine related for most people, but that was before because I was at the start of it, before I knew I would be on this journey of dealing with allergic type reactions to things. But yeah, so when I have taken medications, I don't react well to them. So that's why I don't do anything I'm very nervous to. The last time I tried taking a medication was a vegan vitamin D medication. It was made out of mushroom other forms are non-vegan, and I'm vegan, so I took it. It's made out of a fungus. And then that was some of the worst anaphylaxis I had in my life. Thought I was gonna die, and was just like, well, I'm not calling 911. I can't afford those bills. So if I pass away, then I pass away. Thankfully, I did not. That's the same. Is the worst actual reaction I had was probably though after I got the boost, my most recent COVID booster paired with the flu shot. Where as soon as I was like almost home, I was like, oh, this isn't good. I could feel it, and I had very bad anaphylaxis. Legitimately thought I was gonna die, and just the whole time I was over here like. And just like I could not get enough air. So again, that's not most people. For me, that was very dramatic. And so when I had seen my doctor like the next years, when I saw her next, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm not anti-vax. I had gotten the other COVID boosters and flu shots, so it was really weird. But my health issues got a lot worse after I got COVID. I got it from my mom, and she got it from my sister's husband because she was visiting them for a weekend just before the New Year and around Christmas, I want to say. And so she came back. Maybe it was for like on Christmas, but yeah, then I ended up getting it. It was very bad. And then my symptoms, that's really when my mast cell activation syndrome issues started. Like honestly, it didn't really even start much. Like I know the ibuprofen, but it didn't start much before until I got COVID. And I had just got one of the COVID boosters too at that point, like a week, if even prior to that. To getting COVID, I only had it once, but it was very bad. I thought I would maybe have to go to the ER. After that is when I started having allergic type reactions and like anaphylactic type reactions to things. Yeah. So I had some allergic type reactions to things before that, but it really got triggered after getting COVID. Yes, Josie, get your COVID vaccine while you can. You're not the only one, Kodak. Good night, Josie. I want to do something like that, but the day of driving my house around all nature is scary. I want to do something like that. Good night, fish head. I don't even know what y'all are talking about doing what is crazy. What are we talking about now? Doing what is crazy? Mic scratches? I can do that for a short bit. I don't have long nails right now, but I can still do this a little bit. It's supposed to rain / snow here. Sometime starting on Monday night or Tuesday morning. So that sucks. We did get our first snow of the year, but it didn't stay. It was very minimal and it didn't stay. Last weekend, Saturday night to Sunday morning. I'm glad that the meds help you. Happy, but you should just go to sleep. Having blue light from your phone does not help. So if you want to just let the phone lay down, that should be able to help you. That should be able to help you is to not have the blue light in your face. For me, I can't do blue light at night or else it causes like insomnia. If I have too much phone in my face, I used to be able to go to sleep right away. But since my concussion, I can't do that. If I have my phone in my face, I'm able to pretty much go to sleep right away as long as I don't look at my phone when I get in my room, but normally I do. It's also hard though because at night is when my pain is the worst, so it can be hard to sleep because I can't find any comfortable positions, because no matter how I position myself, I'm in pain. That was a big issue for me, I think, last week, or also right before my period, because I got that on like Tuesday morning. I want to say Wednesday, maybe Wednesday morning. Saturday. Today's D5. Saturday, Friday, Thursday. I think it was Tuesday morning. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So it was hard for me the night before to fall asleep, and now I know it's because I was about to start my period. Because that also causes my histamine to get released, and it causes pain. Yeah, close girl. I like watching the rain from inside. I hate driving in the rain so much. If I'm stressed, I'll try sleeping. Anything you're stressed about can be dealt with tomorrow or later on for you, okay? I do not recommend eating a whole block of cheddar. How are you not sick? How are you not sick from that? Y'all feel about when people blow on the mic? I personally really like it. I think I forgot to show earlier, but here's my cat over there. Oh, did you wake up from sleeping? Axel. Axel. Axel Bay. Axel. Axel. Axel, Axel, Axel. I love you. I love you, Bay. Oh my god, do you know what movie just popped into my head? Oh god, what is it called? The Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. Oh my god, they slammed the door loud. Sorry, I can't control it. Neighbors, why are they being so loud? You know what, I'm gonna check on what the heck. must just be one of the kids. Also, when I went over there, a lot of my neighbors are sick right now, so I hope I don't get sick from them. It also woke my... Actually, you're scaring me. It woke my cat up and now he's looking over there. Hi. Hi, honey. Hi. Here. Reach out. Reach out for me. Reach out. Stretch. Reach out. Reach out. Reach out. He's like, I'm making you look dumb. Thank you, ghost girl. Thank you. I've never had a black cat. I have only ever had gray and white cats. Like a mix of gray and white. And then, technically, I think one white cat when I was really young. Like a full gray cat, pretty much. And then orange cats. So before Axel, we had another orange cat who's still alive, who is over 19 years old, who is my sister's cat now, but was our childhood cat growing up, family cat. Yes, I love cats. I prefer cats over dogs, no questions, not even a contest. I love cats very much. My sister right now has 5 cats. 5 cats. 5 cats. And they also have a son. You have 5 cats? Oh, you love all cats. Do you have 5 cats? My sister has 5 cats and they have a toddler. I'm like, I don't know how y'all deal with it. You know what's crazy? Before my nephew was at the daycare he's at now, he was somewhere else for like a couple months. I guess it was probably longer than that. But he was with these people for like maybe half a year. I don't know. And they, before switching daycares, and those people who took care of him, or the main person who took care of him, apparently just this past week a child, or a baby I should say, died in their care. And then I found out that apparently those people are unlicensed, so everything was under the table. I'm like, that is crazy, because there were some issues about back when they were through that daycare that wasn't established, where they had issues of the daycare lady not doing what they had asked or requested the daycare lady to do for like his routines. So yes, it's very sad, and that person's probably going to go to prison for that. I'm just glad it didn't happen to my nephew. Hi, Grenadier, 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 Grenadier. You only have one your sister asked for. One of my lifelong goals in life is to be, when I'm older, if I'm rich, I just want to open up like an animal sanctuary somewhere in California or whatever. That is what I would like to do. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it, but even to volunteer at an animal sanctuary would be cool, but I guess I wouldn't want to own my own because I'm not an animal science major. I'm not good with science, or preservation in that sense, but I would like to volunteer if I could at something like that when I'm older and retired, and when I'm older and retired, if I have the money to retire, I'd like to just spend my time giving back to the community. Oh, it makes me want to cry just thinking about it. Like, imagine a community garden, like helping with that, or helping at other charities or volunteer forward organizations. So it would just be really cool. And that also includes, I've always been really drawn to animals, so it would be cool to do something with animals as it relates to volunteer and charity work. Or like an animal shelter. Helping go to events and bringing pets to events, like at those adoption related events, or like we would have those like adopt or foster care for pets events at in North Dakota. We would have those at like other family friendly events, so that wouldn't be the main thing. It would be like, here's the family friendly event, like the market or something, and then they'd have, and then people from these animal shelters or foster or people who fostered pets would come like to the market or wherever, be like, hey, we have these animals. I think that's a good idea too, because you can see a lot of people bring their kids out to those kinds of things, so you can see if the animals are good around the kids. So yeah. Ryan Gosling, hello. Hello, Ryan Gosling, hello. There's especially one of the foster organizations, they specifically fostered pit bulls, and they were talking about how at this one event I went to, I've seen them at multiple, but so I guess at these events they would say they want to reduce stigma associated with pit bulls and show that they can be good family pets, which I thought was really cool they were doing that. Has anybody here ever seen the television show Pit Bulls and Parolees? Is that still around? I didn't watch that show too much, but I don't remember if it was on Animal Planet or not. Did y'all watch Animal Planet much growing up? I didn't watch a lot, but I liked watching like My Cat from Hell. Even though apparently that's a scam. He's a scam. I don't know. Everything's a scam, but I love watching Animal Planet stuff, but I also get really sad by it, because I know that I have to remind myself when animals get killed by other animals. I'm like, it's a part of the animal kingdom, it's a part of life and nature. It's okay, it's a natural cycle. But I like focusing on the lens of these random creatures you maybe never heard of. Oh, that's cute, Ghost Girl. What was your pit bull's name? Yes, that's the thing too. I have met pit bulls that aren't friendly at all, and I have met ones that are super friendly. It just depends on how you raise them and how you treat them and the kind of environment they are from. And yeah, Dolly. Oh, Dolly is such a good name for a dog. I love it. Was your family much of like a Dolly Parton family? Did you like Dolly Parton, or was it just another reason for naming your dog Dolly? Our cat Axel. A-X-L. He's named Axel after Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses, the band. No, not from Dolly Parton. That's okay. It is okay. I'm going to end the poll before I forget. For almost 70%, 69% of you who have voted, it is the 15th, and for 31% of you, it is the 16th. So that's crazy to think about. I should go to bed. I'll probably head out here. Hi Alejandro. Hi 𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒏𝒄. I'm so sorry, but I'm actually about to head out. I'm doing better. I was gonna say better now. I had a good day though, actually. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope you sleep well. I have to head out, but thank you for hopping on here with me. I appreciate you all. Make sure you like the live stream. You can subscribe. Actually, just before I went live on here, I posted a mukbang ASMR. If you're into mukbangs, you can check that out. It's a popsicle eating one. You can like, subscribe, you can become a channel member for as low as 99 cents. You can check that out, all the information for channel memberships in the video description. But I'm gonna head out, so thank you everybody. Yes, good night. Thank you everybody. Sweet dreams.